Hey guys, what's up? Alright, it's Double Deuce back. Today, we're going to start the chassis build for the Toyan V8. Got it set up here, and I'm trying to get a visual. So stay tuned, and here we go. So I set it up as a visual because I'm building a chassis for this thing, and I like to see. I mock it up. I like to see things, and so we're going to go over how I build my chassis. And sometimes I take the most direct route, the cheapest route, but the time you spend on can be, pretty crazy. So you see, I have the thing mocked up here. Kind of set up there, and I got my wheelbase where I want it. You see what I'm saying? So trying to move the table, and I do have the engine set on a frame. Now it's in the larva stage, so don't throw me under the bus yet, but everything's starting to fit together, and I need to get my my wheel stance. I need to get the body stance, like, I like this thing to kind of set down there, you know what I mean? But I want movement for the wheels too. But I want them to stick out as far as I can. Now you're going to notice I picked another set of wheels and tires for this, simply because the setup I'm using for the suspension and all that is the old Kyosho Burns. And the reason I chose that was because there's so many clones of that buggy out there. And I figured that what I'll just do is buy a roller and just use the front and rear suspension out of it, and and keep the rest for parts. But so far I like the way the wheels set back here, and the cool thing about the old Burns is just 17 millimeter hex in the thing, and it's set up a little different than what we're used to, but I think it looks pretty badass myself. So let's get to the thick of it, and I'll flip the camera around and show you guys what's going on with the chassis and where I'm at and how I built mine. So stay tuned. I'll flip it around. Okay, the camera's flipped around now. Gives me some room here to kind of play with you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Labor Day weekend. It's Sunday, we know that, and see, this is just sitting here, but that's how I set them up. I get a visual, and I wasn't going to do any videos this weekend because I wanted to take some time off, because I was getting a little bit of YouTube burnout there for a while, testing all them engines and everything else. And I don't know, I got up today and I said, hey, you know what, it's I guess when you work hard and then you have nothing to do, you get bored. So I brought this out and I started building the chassis. So let's look to see what I've got here. And you're going to see there's a mystery front tire on there with no suspension at all. But I wanted to make sure everything was looking good so I could continue on. Now what I do is I go to my local hardware store or Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, and I buy this stuff here. You can buy this aluminum in bulk, okay? And I use this a lot for my scratch builds. For one, it's lightweight. It'll handle the twist and torque of even this engine here. Now, once you start getting into that one back there, you're gonna need like some of this here. This is steel, and you get steel tubing to make your chassis and all that stuff. So when it comes time for the Camaro V8 to go into something, there'll be a steel chassis already waiting for it. So now what I did, I'll pull this out of the way, set it back here. Now these wheels and tires used to have a square back here. They were the square drive, and I made them into a 17mm hex because I had bought these for my Skyline and they were just a little too small, but they seem to be perfect for this Camaro, and I do like the tread on them. I was going to use the original tires and wheels, which I absolutely love, but the problem is they're, I don't know, the rubber is so hard on it, so old, you know. This thing just ain't gonna get no grip nowhere. It'll look cool, but then again, it'll look just like that, you know, the RC car that came in the box, you know what I mean? It'll look like I just stuck a V8 in it. And so I'm gonna save them wheels and tires for a project down the road, or maybe I could put them on, I don't know, you know. So how do you come up with your wheelbase? Okay, how do you do that? Well, when you tear a car apart, like the one I did, you still got this, you know, the old chassis. That'll give you your wheelbase back and forth, you know, your width that you need for your clearance for the body and tires you use. And this here will just probably be a piece of parts crap, you know what I mean? So I have established my wheelbase, and I use the whole rear drive section from the Kyosho burns, and I'll probably end up using probably an aftermarket version of the burns, and I like to keep I want to keep the burns together. And what I did basically, I took some channel aluminum. I think that's probably half-inch, 3/4-inch channel, and I just measured out the wheelbase. You'll see I have a mark over here. That's for your front wheelbase. And then you'll see these marks here. That was for my engine to set in there. And what I did basically, it's still twisty turny right now, but I'll turn this over. I made a plate for the back so it would set in real nice, and zoom in there, right there. And I just basically bolted it to the channel, and I bolted the 4 bolts, and there's a guide hole here for the rear end to set. Now on the front, I made some small thin pieces of aluminum that are just straight up with a couple of notches that the engine can set down in. That way it's easily serviceable. If I have to take the engine out, I just unscrew 4 screws, loosen them, and pull the engine right out. And I am going to put a cross member here so I can get the front suspension on it. And I'll probably use whatever buggy suspension I get, front and rear, but it will just be a 2-wheel drive. And then what I'll do is I'll just get a piece of aluminum and bolt it to this here to strengthen it so it doesn't have any more twist to it. Even though the twist would probably be cool in a muscle car, but you know, we don't need that. So that's the start of it there, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Yeah, tomorrow's my last day off for vacation. Kind of sucks, boo-hoo. But hey, you know, reality sets in one time or another. Back to work I go. And then this weekend I'm going to see Rammstein up at the Gillette Center. Been waiting 2 years for that show. Me and my kid are going to roll up there. So basically, yes, I took some time off. Me and my kid took his Elantra out and just ripped the streets up the last 2 days with it. We had a good time. What a fun little car that is. You know, it's like, no matter where you take it, it's a good time.
Doing some filming.
Yeah, we're going to go for a ride in Elantra N.
Elantra N. N mode.
Yeah, I'll do a little video on it.
I got everyone at work heard me today.
Oh yeah.
So, you haven't ridden it since it's got some miles on it now.
No. Woo! Like the tires are right up.
It'll keep going through second at least.
Like poppity pop pop.
Poppity pop. It'll be hot for a second, but it'll sound good.
Huh?
It'll be hot for a second. Regular N mode.
Here's N mode itself. Woo! It's like fucking flies, dude. Man, this is awesome.
Who would have thought?
I know. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought in a Hyundai?
Yeah, huh? Yeah, we'll act like good people.
Yeah. I had to do that the other day.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we'll be back for more. I'm going to try to hold the camera straight.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to see which way this person's going over here. Oh, of course. Let's see if we can wind it out. Wants to pull all over the road.
Yeah. That was a quick 0 to 60.
Yeah.
And then back down again.
Back down again. Back to traffic.
Yeah.
Scare the person in front of me.
Yeah.
So if I turn this now.
Made for sports stuff.
That's exactly what it is. Custom disabled, push and hold. Let's see if it does anything. Well, first off, I'll get some noise out of it. Let's see what the noise sounds like here. Sounds good, right? Alright, we'll just go. I'm just going.
I just go for
Quick 70?
it. Yeah. That was 70 miles an hour. That's unreal. That is insane.
Quick 70.
Yeah.
like you're in third gear and you have to let off.
It's faster than my old 928, you know?
Just gonna rev it up for the neighbors, but you know.
Yeah.
Does the mail come yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, that was the ride. Thank him. And you know, we were playing with all the settings and having a field day with it. So, which inspired me today when I got up this morning to work on this and get my version of the tuner car out there with the Camaro muscle car with the V8. And so, like I say, any questions, comments, feel free to hit me up. Like I say, you can buy this aluminum. You can actually get it online. You can get it, like I say, your hardware store, Home Depot, all that. I buy like long pieces because I know I'll use them down the road. And this here was an 8-foot piece of, it's just basically for covering edges of plyboard or whatever. They make angles. They make all different sizes. If you go in there and their aluminum section there, their metal section, it's usually in the hardware aisle. They always have an abundance of this stuff. And the longest stuff is always the best bargain. Even though it kind of sucks to take home, you got to stick it out your window of your car or whatever. I always try to get more than I need because I know late at night when you're building something and you need something, you can't go to the store and get it. So, but anyways, guys, I'm heading out. I'm going to continue with the build here and hang out my last day of vacation tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys this week, man. Love to all. Like, share, subscribe if you want. Tell your friends, and have a good weekend. Later.